Welcome back, Dom McStraw here from the McStraw Method. And before we go any further, if you're seeing this obviously on YouTube or Instagram or whatever socials, do me a little favor, a little bit of a thumbs up, a like, click on the button, subscribe, and you'll get these updates as they come through. So today, as you can see by the title of this video, testosterone. And this is not just a guy thing. See, testosterone is also available, let's call it that way, in females. Likewise too, so is estrogen available in guys. But the reason why I'm doing this is because what I've been seeing lately in a lot of posts from so-called influencers is that there's all this thing for, particularly for guys, if you're in the 40 plus category, there's all these pictures of these jacked and tanned guys with flipping biceps as big as my head and walking around like this here and about saying what it means to be a dad. And quite frankly, most of them are not natural. So I'm going to speak to you, dad. You, dad, the dad like me who hasn't spent 25, 30 years playing with PEDs. If you don't know what they are, basically we're talking about steroids or performance enhancing drugs. If you're not jacked and tanned and walking around all swole, and got some hot young chickie babe half your age on your arm, and you're just a normal dad who's a husband, a father, a brother, a carer, or whatever else, and you've got a partner that cares deeply about you, then things tend to go, let's say, downhill when you get to a certain age, and one of those things is your testosterone levels. And we're seeing a lot lately of people saying that to increase it, guys are going towards that path of the pills, potions, the magic lotions, and the testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, as you'll see it. Or you'll see some pic or some ad of some 60-year-old dude, jacked, six-pack, popping pecs, saying that this is how you do it, and he's promoting a case of pills. You see, you don't need to do that there. There are several ways that you can naturally increase your testosterone levels. And yeah, go figure. Your body is a wonderful machine and it does a hell of a lot of stuff, and including it can naturally produce certain hormones. And don't get me wrong, we do get to a certain stage where if our body is not producing it and we need it, then your local GP, doctor, specialist may well suggest that you go on to some, let's call it supplement, some form of therapy to increase that, because guys, within us, when we don't have the right testosterone levels, a lot of stuff goes downhill pretty quickly. So let's just go through some basic, straightforward, pretty simple ways about how you can boost your testosterone levels. And you know what? There's no quick fix here. It's about simply doing the work. Now, first and foremost, sleep. If you are not getting proper restful sleep, you are not giving your body any snowball chance and hell of a chance of trying to replenish the vital hormones that you have in your body, and one of them is testosterone. And girls, you may not want to hear this. Kids, if you happen to be coming across my channel, please take this with a grain of salt. But dad, I'm talking to you particularly. If you are not waking up with morning wood in the morning, then you are probably having trouble with testosterone levels, because what happens when your body goes through the circadian rhythms and you start to wake up in the morning, it's done all that work of building that stuff up, and it releases that T into your system. And that's why, guys, we do wake up with morning wood. At the end of the day, it's natural. And if you're not doing it, then it's probably a sign that there is something else bigger at play that you need to start looking at and investigating. But that's for another video. So getting great restful sleep, getting proper sleep, going through the proper sleep cycles, not sleep where you're waking up stressed throughout the night. And that comes to number two, and that is managing stress, managing how your body produces that stress hormone that we simply call cortisol. Because you can see when you've got too much cortisol in your system, then not only does it impact things like testosterone levels, but you start to do things like there's anxiety increases. You'll start to see things like you will start to feel hungrier, and you'll consequently overeat, because it's telling you that you're hungry, when in reality is you're not. It's just fighting how to mitigate the cortisol level. Now, cortisol as a stress hormone is also a good hormone when it's used properly and it's in our system for a reason. And if you look at the athletes out there, you will find that they're also used to managing their cortisol levels, because that's what they're doing. They're putting their body through an induced level of stress through their exercises, and consequently it aids in other things like human growth hormone stimulation, muscle adaptation, all that sort of stuff as well too. Number 3 is, for me, is trace minerals. So the obvious ones, the vitamin D, good for us particularly right in here, right now, with immunity and building it up. Vitamin B also too, vitamin K and potassium, and then things like zinc. And the simple stat, and again guys, let me just go back to that point number 1, zinc and vitamin B, when you are having enough of them in your diet, or you might be supplementing them, you're going to find that if you're back down to that stage where you're looking to still produce a family, that is going to increase your sperm count like you would not believe. So if you are low and you are not getting some of those trace elements in, and you are not sleeping right, then it's more than likely the reasons why you're maybe not producing enough strong little swimmers to get the job done. Vitamin D is great. So you can get vitamin D in supplemental form. You normally vitamin D3, which you'll see, and we can have up to 10,000 mg in a day. And that sounds like a lot, but no, it's not. You'll get more than that from a good dose by going out simply in the sun. And I mean going out in the sun, getting it on your skin. And I'm not saying go out and get your ass burned, and I'm not going slip, slop, slap. I'm not anti that, but I'm just saying get outside and get the sun, because the minute that sucker hits your skin, it starts that production. So vitamin D is a key ingredient, as well as obviously, as I said, A, C, K, and B. Now, stress we've talked about. The final 2 things, we're going to go all the way back to square one, is this: food. A protein rich or a protein forward diet, as we're so-called saying nowadays, something that's rich in proteins and good fats, you are going to find that it's going to be more beneficial to you than slopping down highly palatable, over-processed, carbohydrate, FUFA type foods, which we're finding in most of our diets, because just go and look in the pantry, everything's in a box. But if we are eating more protein-rich diets, now this is not a vegan, vegetarian, pescatarian, meat-eater, carnivore type discussion. It is simply about getting more protein in your diet, because that leads to the production of testosterone, because it's a byproduct of how we go and break down. And the final thing, and I'm going to say this pretty simple, straightforward: exercise. Get off your ass, move more, lift heavy shit. Whatever it is, you are going to find that your body's natural response to those activities aids in the production of testosterone. So guys, there it is. It's not rocket science. It's simple, straightforward. It doesn't need to be a pill. It doesn't need to be an injection. You don't need to be jacked and tanned and be popping HGH or PEDs for 25 years to say that you're a good dad. It's simply that you need to do certain things so that the things like testosterone are in your system, they're there, and you'll feel, dare I say it, you'll feel like a man. Because without that, we've all got the stories of family or friends who don't have it, who have low levels, low libido, low drive, low self-esteem, high anxiety, and simply because one thing that is naturally produced in the body is not being produced enough. And it's not a toxic masculinity BS thing. It is simply medical facts. Testosterone is for us guys. Testosterone is also for girls who will also benefit from that. That's the reason why, whilst it's not talked about, you will see that some females, when they do get later into their ages, their hormone replacement therapy is actually testosterone replacement therapy. Because at the end of the day, it all comes back to full circle. It's biology. That's it. My name is Don McStraw. If you want to know anything more about this here, there's some other videos. And again, I talked about that thing about the morning wood. Videos to come out. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. I'm just going to keep it simple, raw, unedited, nothing flashy here. Just the stuff that I know, that I learned, and now that I'm in my 50s, that I wish I knew in my 30s and in my 40s, that would actually help me lead a better life, more athletic, more stronger, and more mentally resilient. That's it. Out. Cheers. Bye. Later.